break in transmission. I think it's a network problem, and I apologize for that. Our special guest will be joining us again. You're still watching Beyond the Storm show with a veteran Nollywood actor, engineer Emeka Ike. He's joining us. He's joining us again. Thank you, sir. It was a network problem. You can send a request so that I can bring you up again. Thank you, sir. Thank you, everyone, for sticking with us. He's coming back on. You can send a request, sir. Yeah, you're still watching Beyond the Storm show. Whoa. Yeah, he's coming up now. Please share the live. Share the live. Thank you so much. Oh, so sorry for the break in transmission, sir.
That's all right. It's understandable.
Yeah, you were talking about the process of going through challenges, knowing that life is where you have a little bit of failure, then you learn your lesson, you try what you were trying to do again and again and again until you get it right. Many people think you just try something once and you become a success. It doesn't happen that way. Okay, sir. I know you had a very, should I call it, tragic situation where you had to lose a school that you were earning over 400 million per year. Is it 400 or 100 million? Within that range per year, you had to lose it. Can you share with us what happened and how you were able to handle such a situation?
Thank you, Emeka. It wasn't earning 400 million per year. It was earning, with the students pay 250 to 80 per term. So 100 students gives you 84 million per year. But the net worth of investment was over 450 million. Okay, when I made money as a celebrity, I know plenty of my guys like opening lounges, clubs and all that, drink bar and all that. I told myself maybe I should invest on humanity, encourage young people, because that's always been my dream. And I talked my ex into it and actually put her in Unilag so she could read education, so she could also join in that dream, So I did all I could do to get it right. And it was all my money, because when I wanted to start, I used my shares then, because I bought a lot of shares. Nigerian Breweries, Zenith, UBA, name it, about over 10 shares as I was making money. And it got to a point that shares were shaking. I decided to go to the bank to get a loan to open the school, because I was already building a hotel somewhere in Ogudu before. And then my ex came up with the idea that you talked about school, why don't we, and I thought about it, that I'm always on the field. Now, if you open a hotel, who's going to manage it? Will you allow your ex to be going to hotel to run a hotel? Wouldn't there be scandals? Wouldn't there be issues? Wouldn't there be makeups, blackmails, and all that? So I said, okay, fine. I stopped the hotel I was building. However, I spent over 18 million then, piling the area, piling the ground, and fortifying what I wanted to do. Then I went to the banks and said no. After going around the banks, they kept saying, sorry, we can't trade this share for a loan. One of the bankers, who happens to be my very good friend, Ure Okeze, advised me, Emeka, why don't you sell these shares? Shares are falling now. So if you sell it now, and believe you me, no, it wasn't falling there. It was at the peak of it. When I sold my shares, I made hundreds of millions. Imagine selling 10 shares that you invested over 20 million, some 2 million, some 3 million, some 5 million, and then now turnover was high. So I just went into the school idea. It was a great school. It was a great school is called St. Nicholas College. The Believe in Your Dream. I opened the school because my father, my late father, came home crying one day from his office. He used to work with the Federal Ministry of Health that year in Yaba. He was a civil servant. So he came home crying. I was like, Papa, what's wrong? And he cried a little bit long. Then he told me, Emeka, you must go to school. Then I was a bit playful, like some kids are doing right now. I was a bit playful. I was not serious. Then that tears did a whole lot to me. Papa, why? You know, explain to me. He said, a small boy, not up to the age of your senior sister Ngozi, insulted me today. He's my boss anyway. He even sent me with a plate to go and buy him food. And for me, that was demeaning. So he couldn't take it. Well, that's his boss. And the man talked to him anyhow, lashed out at him and, hey, come on, get out. What's wrong with you? Get out of here. That was a sport in my life. I stopped all the play. I stopped all the football. I was a good footballer. I still play football now. I stopped all the music then. I was into playing keyboard and guitar in the church and all that. I started going to read at Metro College after school till evening, come back home, reading the night. I started rebooting myself. I found out that when I started doing this, when I became serious inside me, when I realized the me that was supposed to be me, those things I thought was difficult to achieve then were actually very easy.
Wow.
After my WAEC, I think I made just 2 credits, and the remaining were P's and F's. But after this time, I went back to write the exam and I made all A's in all my sciences. I think that story changed my life. So when I opened St. Nicholas College, I believe every child has an opportunity. Whether you're failing or not, if you can only realize where you made a mistake, if you can realize the reasons why you are failing, yes, of course you're serious. That's what your teachers will tell you. No, serious, you're serious, you're serious. You thought everything was playing. But when you realize yourself, you would get into the mix. I came out with A in chemistry, A in physics, A in biology, A in, just name it, all my sciences. And I want to use this opportunity to thank Mrs. Badamosi. Mrs. Badamosi.
Man. Respect, man.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
All right.
I use the opportunity to thank Mrs. Badamosi, my principal then, who gave me the privilege to school there at the School of Basic Studies, Agidimbi. I came out in A's, and after that I went to Yabatech. Engineer Ben Omokwale helped me. I got into part-time. I did, you know, that's how I became a student of higher institution. That was how I read engineering. I came out. So when I opened St. Nicholas College, I believe that every child has a chance, an opportunity, if only the child can realize himself. So I tagged St. Nicholas College, the Believe in Your Dream. Amazing. And I never used to go to that school every day because I was an actor. I only come like towards the end of the semester. Then I have bonfire night, fireball night or bonfire night with the students. They all assemble and I buy a goat get somebody who will make us soon. And while they are doing all that, I'll be advising them and talking to them that if you're the worst student here today, believe in yourself that you can be the best tomorrow. And believe you me, nearly all my students, boom, picked up from there. Are you there, Emeka?
Yes.
So that was how plenty of my students became brilliant. Before my school was shortly closed down, we won MTN mainland competition. Of all the school in mainland, Caleb International, whatever, Grange, whatever they were, they came. My school was #1. We took the prize.
Wow.
But you know, when you're doing well in life, enemies will always be looking for how to poke you. I wasn't expecting it. I felt I was guarded. I had everything going for me. I had so many children on scholarship. I had so many children that have never seen their dad before. Their mom would just come and cry to me, oh please, sir, help us. Help me. My husband has abandoned my daughter. Now it's okay, it's okay, it's okay. Let him just go to the school. His uniform, his lunch, his writing materials. For the ladies that are in hostel, their armpits, the deodorants, everything were coming as charity for those on scholarship. So I was just working to raise humanity and give humanity another focus and raise some new generation of great thinkers that believe in achievement. I can tell you today that one of my students is a star now. One of my students, plenty of my ex-students are big boys like you now. They are men of your age. Plenty of my students are online and they come online, they say, Daddy, that is me that year. I was the one you used to call the star boy. I was the one you used to tell, oh, do this. I'm like, oh, really? But I didn't know the devil was waiting for me. You can never know it all. You can never know it all, but God will always give you the grace. At that point, when it happened, I was out of town. I didn't expect a closure. I had just made some over 200 million naira from my project. I did presidential amnesty project. I trained some ex-militants in Ghana. I had just invested 50 million in that school, brand new. I had just bought brand new buses, tear rubber buses, asked people with my picture all over the sealing the whole glasses as a brand. Everywhere except the driver's front, everywhere is sealed with my picture. You can only see through the perforated dots of the pictures. Brand new vehicle, not Tokumbo. I just removed all the wall ACs and put the split units there. I had just changed some whiteboard to electronic boards. I was just introducing laptops into every classroom. It was just an investment period that time because I wanted to go back to the hotel. My mind said, no, this school is doing well. Go ahead, put more money, compete with the big schools on your asses, in your asses. On the same street that I am is where you have Caleb International School. If you go to CND Road, Magodo, that's where you have Caleb International School. You have over 5 banks on that school. You have a petrol station just next to my school. As in, it was a highbrow school. I wasn't expecting any evil. But when it came from the one I loved. It came from the one I was protecting. It came from the same person I was empowering. Now, that is the most messy part of life because what you don't expect when it hits you, you could go insane. I wasn't prepared for it. I was not prepared for it. I just went to America to make a movie. And I was directing one, and I was going to star in one. So 2 movies. I directed Strength of a Woman. Then the other one, Preacher Man, I co-directed with George Kaloli. So my ex already knew I was going for like a month. So with whoever she was plotting this thing, they were timing me. The moment I got on air, my driver drove back, returned, because he said, I told her to send a Prado Jeep so he can take my things. I had a lot of things to carry down. He came back, and then she asked, where Oga? He said, Oga don't travel. He said, I go travel. I said, Oga late, sir. They were calling his name because I'm always late to the airport. So that year, when I get to the airport, everybody was always, hey, Emeka, you always, come on now. All the security, they were like, Emeka, now you always wait for, yeah, they go. So I'll just be doing like this. So I gave him some money, gave everybody money. Boom. I was on air. And she told him to go and get the school assembly bell. The school was still in session. People were in class. So when the bell rang, bang, they were like, it's not break time. It's not break time yet. Students gathered. Teachers gathered. I had over 22 workers. Teaching staff, non-teaching staff. That year, Otedola was not as big as he is right now. So my focus was made like that. I wanted to hit it big. You know, I was planning. But man proposes, but God disposed. That year, there was no big Cubana. That year, I was that investor that every actor came to me and said, boss, advise us. When AGM wanted to go to Ogun State to see the governor that year, I was that actor that all of them will come in their vehicle with their president, with all the big names, I don't know who call their names, to my office in school, and I'll give them 250. Take all those brand new taxes, take one down, let this one bring you down, 50,000 down, 50,000, you guys keep this money in your pocket, president hold this 50,000 in your pocket, and all that. I was that big star. When they had issues, everybody always come to me, like, because I was organized. Omotola asked me, Emeka, why do you like doing big things? Not even a primary school, not even a crèche, a secondary school. I had received a letter from a professor in America congratulating me. And if he sees this video now, he will understand. He said, Emeka, I was a lecturer in Uniben before I traveled overseas to work. I had tried to open school all my life. I could not as a teacher. How did you do it? Congratulations, Emeka. I was a success story. I had a football pitch. I had basketball courts. I had a sick bay. I had table tennis courts. I had hostels. I had everything. Unique school. 2 school buses. So for me, that would have been like, oh, I've made it in life. But being that I'm a low-profile human being, I don't make noise, I don't do video to show people where I am and all that. People don't really know who or what I'm all about. But I love it that way. She just told everybody when they gathered on the assembly, I'm shutting this school down today. Students, call your parents to come and take you to another school. I'm out of this marriage. I'm done with this school. Teachers, go and get another job. I'm no more particular about your welfare. Remember, I had trained her in education. I took her to my friends who were now lecturers in Unilag. People with school in Yaba Tech together. Then she was pregnant. Who are now dean of faculties and all that. My girl won't go school though. With this belly, I will go school with this belly. I want to part-time with you. I said that's what we came for. Give her part-time. Oh, yeah, Moto did there, Prado did there, Touareg did there. I bought you Mazda. My Infinity J30 did there. Anyone carry the go there, enjoy yourself. What can you do? And do enough. So I wasn't expecting it. We didn't discuss it. You have no right to do it. You have no right to take that decision. If the school had an endemic problem, I am the only one that can shut it down. And if there was any endemic problem, I had people who were trying to partner with me. Please, can we join you? And I was scared of partnership because I've achieved everything there is to it. What do I need partnership for? Somebody offered me 200 million that year. I said, no. Because I don't want problem in future for my children. This school belongs to my children in future. Of course, she was always telling me, leave the school for me. I didn't understand the context of that comment. Madam, I know the day school from 1 month to 3 months, 4 months of the set term. I only come to the school 2 or 3 times in a term. You sign all the checks. You sign all the papers. You sign. You do all the investments yourself. So I didn't understand why you would be telling me that I should leave this school for you. I didn't understand that it was that deep. I didn't know that. I'm like, I called her mom. Talk to your daughter. She has the right over this school. She does everything she wants. What does she mean by this? Are people advising her? I remember the woman would always tell me, leave Emma alone. She knows what she's doing. I didn't know it was a plan, a family plan, to get perhaps me out of the game, and maybe in any way, if I'm perhaps dead. Now family get children, a family get school, family. I didn't know that was what I married into. I will never stop talking. If you don't want your shame, if you don't want what you've done to be out there, then don't do it. That was how the school was shut down. The students were crying. The teachers were crying. Everybody was crying because the teachers didn't know where to get a new job. They were like, what? Just like that? She was, go, get out of this school now, get out of this school now, all of you go, all of you go. They said it was like a spiritual attack. I didn't know I was still on air. It was well planned. And you don't want to leave the school now. We'll close them down. Which of course was what the mother told me when I reported this to her. And if you don't want to leave the school for a man, I'll go close and then go start from fresh. How about don't be made open business for their wife? I said, Mama, then a store, then a farm, then a pharmacy, then a boutique, then a cosmetic shop, not a bank, not an institution. Now you sabi. It was when this happened that I came to understand all that was going on in my life. Young man, you're busy making money, please always have time to assess what is happening in your family. Always have time to think about all the words you hear from your girlfriend, all the words you hear from your boyfriend, all the words you hear from your mother-in-law, your relatives. They could be carrying some big secrets that you don't know. That was it for me. Teachers were, boom, sent off the school. Students, of course, parents were coming to pick their children from the school. A school that was doing well. I got to where I was going and I gave a call. Hey babe, I've arrived, and then I started hearing the different voices. The voice I'm hearing now is not the voice I used to hear. Your own is finished. You will die like a dog. vulture will eat your meat. What didn't I hear? I'm like, what's going on? Are you okay? You. Omo, I started hearing it. When you say, you hear her? I begin hear her. The cost was too much. Now I called before, say, many problems will affect me as I did here now. But we don't get why you fight, we don't get any wahala. I was like, what's going on? After some hours, I still called back. Emeka, I've left your house, so you have finished. You all don't meet you. I don't know, say that them are married. Oh God. Oh God. I don't know, say that them are married. But you they help people. Don't help people with your marriage. Don't ever enter a pity marriage. That is the word out to any young man listening to me here. No pity any girl for marriage matter. Leave her with marriage wala. Married one way respect you, will love you, pass as you will love her. Although love is imperative. Somebody if they show you fake love, you don't go know until you don't jam the reality. That was how my school was shut down. I didn't know what I was finished. I was torn apart. I was scattered. You can imagine what was going on in my head. My whole life investment. I shut down so many businesses. I shut down the building I was building over the GRA. I shut down everything and kept putting the money into the school. After investments, let me tell you the worst part. I didn't know I would pay salaries. I thought the school would raise the money because the people she brought to me, some white people, I started with white people. They were my consultants. The people that came to talk to me about school were British, Indians, about 5 of them. And I had an Indian principal. I had white receptionist, the former wife of the information minister, Akinyele, Alex Akinyele. The former wife of the first son that died was my receptionist. She's a Russian. I had white consultants. It was a perfect school. I asked myself at the point, I said, what can ever make me poor again in this life? You, when they make small cash now, they do like this. And they look some of my celebrity guys, they do like this. You never see life. You just remove 50 million, the shark, you never make money. That mistake you make in your relationship is the worst mistake you can make in your life. Because bringing in a wrong human being to be your next of kin is the worst decision a man can make. You will come down to zero. You have not achieved anything. That was how my secondary school, St. Nicholas College, on a high-brow street, expensive school, the most lauded school that year. People were like saying, oh, Emeka has done a big job. My colleagues were scared of me. They had complex for me. But I'm a good guy. Everybody knows I'm a jolly good guy. I don't push my phone when I don't do doings. No, I don't do it. Because I believe the man out there who doesn't have, it's not because I'm better than him. I'll give you. I gave my last money to people. One of my boys that was killed when I was traveling is an armed robber. Alhaji, he was the son of Onikosi of Ikosi. I was driving out of Magodo and I got to that entering the express and I pulled out. I was stopped to I was slowing down to enter the express. This boy just came, boss, give me anything now. Give me anything, get now. Anything you have, I beg. I'm like, what? Why are you shaking? Who are you? Say, boss, we know you. Long life, please. Just give me anything. I have to get away from here now. I'm like, be like you don't commit. Don't go and die like a dog. When I come back, I want to see you. Okay, sir, just give me anything. I said, I'm going to the bank. I only have 1,000 in my pocket. I'm going to withdraw money, but you want to wait for me? As I brought out the 1,000, he snatched the money, and I have fingernail cuts on my hand. like wound, like blood. As I turned around to look at him, this guy had disappeared. Because I think he needed to get away. When I came back from that journey, I was traveling, going to take money to travel. The head of Vilante called me and said, Baba, Atipa, Monica Lepa, Atipa Alaji. Ah! I was crying for an armed robber. He was looking at me. I said, yes. I wanted to talk to him. I wanted to change his life. Oh, I felt like a failure. I felt doomed. I could not drive my car. I was crying for hours. He didn't know what to do. I parked there. I cried. I was that man that people loved because I loved the streets. They not born you well to attack me, Emeka again. They not born you well. Boys will stop you because they know who I am. I come from the streets. So I know they go get. Say my papa not billionaire. My papa ain't no billionaire, but I made it. So I carry everybody along because it could have been me that year. I could have decided I could have moved with wrong friends and joined the wrong. So that has been my story. So the only investment I had, boom, shut down. I had to start from grass, from beginning again. They have gone to court. After that, I called my teachers, I called the vice principal, please take over, please. Go and beg parents. Tell them she lost her grandmother. Tell them there's a problem, but it's nothing to concern, it's nothing their problem. You guys are teachers, you will do it. I was crying, I was shaking, share the money, just get the money, pay salaries, don't worry about putting the money in the bank. I just wanted them to keep running the school till I come back. For where? They only got like 40% of the students back. Mostly those on charity. Big boys have taken their children to other schools. Find out people were leaving Caleb International coming to my school that year. I was getting people from big schools because I had a small audience, but enough teachers was bombarding. Teaching staff, non-teaching staff, people cutting the grass at the football pitch, people fixing this, people fixing that. Everybody was well dressed. I got a boy off the streets. I gave him uniform up and down, he can drive. I gave him a room. I gave him to be the security. That guy can die for me, Ahmed. So I just arranged myself like that. All that, boom, overnight. Now, that was enough for me to give up. You know what my mother told me? When she heard what happened, she said, Emeka, this had happened to somebody before when I was small. That man died of hypertension. Said they want to kill you with blood pressure. If you know whatever makes you happy, do it. Just don't worry. Everything will be fine. I was looking at my mother, maybe she can just do a magic and everything turns back again. That's what she had to tell me. So if you know whatever makes you happy, do it. Now, the part of this whole story is the ability to reinvent myself again. That is the bone, the meat of this discourse. I was crushed. I was crushed. I can't find my children. I don't know where they were. She has moved them out to nowhere. Our family, I don't want to go into all those family things, but man, God don't let you marry from a bad family, honestly. And then if you are a man, the mother of your wife ever warned you, leave my daughter alone. Guy, leave her alone. Because that woman had warned me. Leave my daughter alone. I took their money, I took their connects, I took their boys, I took get everything. Who be this push woman? I don't know, say you say get your own racket to me, no. The next thing I go hear, I go kill you. I go kill you. I go kill you. I will come home. Why is your mother threatening me to keep me on phone? Why is she doing this? What's wrong with you? The woman will just keep quiet. Don't make me go and report her to the police. So don't make me go and tell my family. And of course, you won't want to tell your family these things because you don't want to start a war in your home. I didn't know I was playing to the scripts. There was nobody to tell. The person I'm telling will just keep quiet. Sometimes I'll think I'm making noise. I'll just tell myself, calm down, calm down, calm down. At least you woman don't talk, leave her. Maybe go talk to him. And I lie. This woman will make me go do something where it will shock me. I will call him, Mama. Mama, look at what your daughter is doing. Look at why is she doing this? I feel like this is not right. More, this woman will begin speaking Soko for my house. Two of them will talk Soko for the whole 24 hours. Only me one report now. One day like this, they look again. I don't understand what they happen for my house. I know they hear what they talk. Sorry, let me take my daughter, okay? Say hello. Okay, go back to your room, okay? Go and watch your TV. Go and watch your TV. Now, me, when reports the matter, go still go back to the girl again. But why is your mother speaking in your language? Why is it? What's going on in this house? I can't understand what you guys are saying. She go to look me like this. It is now I'm beginning to understand what happened to me. I was in the wrong boat. After it was all done and the school was closed down, I was messed up. I didn't figure it out. I was still even begging her to come back that year. If you read the press, I was saying, please come back. We love you. I want my wife back. I didn't know who was behind all those things going on. I was going to even forgive her for the school because of the children. If you remember that year, go to the internet. Everybody watching me now, put Emeka Ike assassins. You will hear that assassins were coming to my house steady like this. But the bad thing why they couldn't get me because me said I bad. Ask Chidi Mokeme where they form big boy now. Me carry and go give am gun for CP office. Now me go give am gun. I bad. We go down together, motherfucker. Thunder fire you. You can't kill me. You know who I like. Thank God I they do see all those things reaction. I mean, man, ask anybody that knows me. I go to Budo Sound Field. I bring down kites. When I saw it was too much, I became more. My only sport was hunting. Come my house if you go alive. I go leave trace, even if I'm dead. I didn't know who I was running from. I had marksmen coming to my house. I didn't know who brought these people to my house. How did they know I'm in the house? I had people knocking in my house at 11:14 in the night. Her cousins, who she told me were armed robbers. And we agreed and swore that they will never see my house. At this point, like I told you, if your mama-in-law don't tell you, leave my daughter, leave her. She has sworn that they are enemies. We are no more friends. They hate my mother. We hate them. We don't Emeka forget. I said, no, this marriage cannot work. I can't have gunmen as my in-laws. After explanation, I'm begging. I forgave because of the children again. Those boys, after some years, when they made up, will you know? It's a family war. Her own family and their family were not doing well. But when they make up, will you know? Assassins were coming to my house. 2 a.m. They just wanted to get me down. They would chase me from first start. They chased me one night from my shooting first start. Thank God, that's why I always use speed car. If you know, most of my cars are speed cars. And I press on it, fuck you. I'll dust you up. I don't use, yeah, my Prado was just for occasions, or my Touareg was for occasions. But when I step on my speed car, which is what I go to work with, you will not see my back. It chased me from first start through Amuwo Dofi, through one way from Mile 2 to Yanosolo, one way to Oshodi, one way till I got into a charity. I climbed, came down. I was seeing their life. They were chasing me. 2 a.m. I got to the top of Anthony bus stop. I paused my car. I was waiting to see their light. As I saw their car light come up from 5-star.
Sir.
As I saw their car, I moved my car. Boom again. I came down. That's from Oshodi bus stop. At Oshodi bus stop, I got to Anthony bus stop again. I climbed on top of Oshodi bridge to Anthony bridge. I did that till I got to Charlie Boy bus stop. I was at Charlie Boy bus stop and I waited for them. My mind said, why don't you come out of this car, sir? Go down, leave your car somewhere, go down, use the wall bridge and begin to fire at them. My mind said, no, don't go into a war with them. You don't know what they are carrying. As I saw their light coming, boom! I got back into my car. I stood up, I stood in my car, wee. I opened the door, I was watching them, they were coming far. And I zoomed off. As I got to that, if you leave Charlie Boy bus stop, there is one that goes to mainland, Ibadan, and one that goes to island. So that was where they lost me. I didn't follow the third mainland bridge because that's not where I was heading. Maybe they thought I would head up to the third mainland bridge, so continue to chase me. So I was always having assassins chasing me around. Who was behind all this? Who knows my movements? Who knows? Who knew I just came in from America this night? I never told anybody I was coming in. I never even told you till I got to JF Kennedy Airport. Because I was having reservations about everybody. None of my PAs knows my movement. Babe, I'm at the airport. Don't tell anybody, come and pick me up at the airport. She didn't come anyway. Thank God I have SAS boys because I've always known myself. So my SAS boys always come. They come in their bikes and all that. I pick one old man that take me home. The next morning I was hit by some people under the bridge of a Sherry bridge. Who were these people? They say, see, they were doing like this to me. Who are these guys? They say I just hit somebody down. I arrested George Amma, one of my boys, one of my peers that became a star through me. George Amma. I locked him up in SARS for years, for months. Let him confess because it was only him and my ex that knew I was in town. I came in that midnight and I had to go see him because I gave him money to complete his house rent when I was traveling. He told me, boss, you know, I said, okay, take this 120, support yourself. So I wanted to go and see the house, sit down because now I came in, I want to be quiet and private. So it was only George Amma and my ex that knew I was in town. So this hit, who could it be? It was George Amma. I called Abba Piari. He was in Lagos then. Boom, they moved George Amma to SARS. I've been apologizing to George Amma to forgive me when I found out who was really behind it. George was saying, oh, you do anything. I don't do anything. Please get me out of this place. Lie, you. Nobody knows I'm coming to town. It was only you. I never looked home. I never knew I could have an enemy in my own house, eating my food, wearing my clothes, wearing my jewelries, driving my car, waiting for me to die to take over my life. Can she come out and address this issue? Why would people keep going on Instagram and say, hey, you too talk, you too talk? Too talk what? I should keep quiet on this? So, how I was broken then is I can't enumerate my measure. The measure I was broken. And funny enough, I was fighting the Actors Guild War then. So I was that celebrity that everybody ran to. Oh, please, sir, there's problem here. The board of trustees, they have completed their 10 years, they don't want to leave, blah, blah, blah. Onto human rights, blah, 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 blah. I entered, I get that, I get boys, I get police, I get everything. So what's the problem, guys? I'm gonna leave these guys alone now. I started investing. They said, sir, we pay for a conference. The whole 36 states, the chairman of the whole 36 states, and they were banned up in Lagos if they would not sign a particular paper. NSOB led me into that war. He brought them to my office. They all came, sir, please help us. We are stranded, we have not eaten since last night. They've checked us out of the hotel. They say if we don't sign the paper, they give it to us. I took the war over. I rechecked them back into the hotel. I gave all of them all the money they were supposed to go home with. You know, you're disturbing me. I gave them all the money they needed for that movement. I paid everybody off. Then I started the war. That war was what somebody came behind and was hunting me. If you read the press, I was always accusing Ejike for those assassin things. I was always calling Fresh Shegun Arinze. I was always calling Ibn Abo. I was always saying, you guys can't do anything to me. You're small. I be Baba, I'm the crazy. I never knew anything. You know, you don't know me. You know, I didn't know that I don't know anything myself. You don't know anything. I didn't know what was wrong with me. So when you have the wrong person lying next to you, you are fucked up. If you're a big boy, you have made money and you think you've made money. You have not made a dime if you have the wrong person as your next of kin. Because some women believe in your death so they can begin their own life. I didn't know there was anything like that. If you know where they call Kuru in Kano, I was staying in a 3-bedroom apartment in Kuru. It's a village in Kano. No window, nothing. I was crying morning to night. I was destroyed. I was hiding from the whole world. I couldn't call my friends because I was that big boy that I dash people my cars that I don't want to use again. I dash people money for their. I pay so many house rents. There was a boy now, he's playing in Europe here. He's a big boy. He called me and told me how I paid their house rent. So I remember me, I came to your office with my father. I said, oh, who's your father? Oh, he used to do something, somewhere. Oh, that man, where is he? He's dead. Oh my God. So thank you for paying our rent that year. Oh, really? Did I do that? I have done a million of such things. Maybe that's why God keeps me alive. Maybe that's why God kept me alive. So I was in solitary. I was finished. But today I'm back.
Can I say something?
Yeah, please.
Okay.
Okay.
So much,
Good morning. Good morning to every one of you.
You want to say something?
Okay. Go ahead. Yes, sir. Good morning to you. Good morning to you. I just wanted to add to what Mr. Emeka Ike just said. Mr. Emeka Ike, good morning to you. You mentioned that you've done a lot, and that is why God is keeping you alive today. Yes, you've actually touched my own life as well. You know, you might not remember me. This is Elvis. I traveled from United Kingdom, England, to come and see you in Abuja, 2016. You know, you know, before I left England, I called you and I booked the plane. I came to Abuja, was lodged in the hotel, but I came to your office. Then I wanted to shoot a movie and all that, but you actually directed me by your strong words. You told me I don't have to shoot a movie with you, but this is the way I need to go and go. So, to be honest, I've admired you a lot because you're the kind of person, you're too real. You're too real. You treated me well. You took me to your personal office. We talked. You asked if I've eaten. In fact, I don't want to go there, but today I've shot more than 8 movies. Whenever I look back, I remember you because you were the first person who told me, come to Abuja. In fact, that was my first time
I
ever in
remember
Abuja.
you. I
So,
remember
Mr.
you.
Emeka,
I
you
remember you.
remember me now.
Oh,
Good,
welcome,
good.
welcome.
And you also took me in your car. You took me to Dino Melaye's
Oh,
house.
wow.
Dino Melaye, yes. The first time we went to Dino Melaye's house in Abuja. Dino Melaye just bought that house at that
Oh,
time.
wow.
So we went there and all that. So I don't want to go there because this is live. I just want to appreciate it because you are since I've been in the Nollywood industry, there's a lot of satanic, devilish people in the industry. But I keep asking myself, when it comes to comparison, how come we can't find someone like Emeka Ike in this industry? Because a lot of people are fake, living fake life and all that, you know. So I just want to applaud you, sir. Don't change because the word that you just used, that because of the good you're doing, that's why God is giving you a life, and I believe strongly in that.
Thank you very much. I remember you now. I remember you were going to make a movie then and you wanted me to be partners and all that. And I took you to somewhere in Otako. My
Yes,
office was in
yes,
Otako that year. And that time,
yes,
my school has been shut down. That time I was just coming out of that stress. That time.
yes.
I was just coming out of
Yeah,
being folded up
I
from
remember.
one big establishment and I was trying to reinvent myself then. And I can tell you, like I'm telling everybody right now, the ability to know how you started, the failures you've had in life is the real positive things you need. The times you have failed, they are the things that you need to look at. The indices, what made me to fail? Then this is where you can now understand what true success is all about. So when you see failure, I'm like, oh my God, I'm giving up, I can't take it. You're a fool. Failure is a success. When we were small, they taught us when you try and you don't succeed, try again. Try again. Now, I didn't know the meaning of that song when we were in primary school, when we were singing it. If you try and succeed, try again. But now I understood that life is all about patching failed edges, mending and knitting failed edges. Then you won't fail there again because you found out where you failed. So I started patching my failed edges. And today, I am back. I'm doing my chieftaincy title on the 29th of this month in my village. Ebeko DK1 of Duregwele. Ebeko DK1 of Duregwele. 29th of this month. If you are around listening to me, come to Duregwele Kingdom in my state. I'm doing a 9-story building with underground and tunnel in my village. I'm sure before the end of next year, I'll be done with it. I open St. Nicholas and I own Nollywood TV, a channel on TSTV. I buy movies. Before the end of the year or before mid next year, we'll be on Star Time. I'm here in Germany. This is my place with my new wife. Is South African. That was my baby, my last child, Oluchi production you've been seeing on air, online. I have opportunities. I'm in stage pool. Stage pool is giving me films to shoot in Hollywood and all that. I'm rejecting roles, Netflix roles, because right here, I am in the system. I'm not be like the star, some Nollywood star where we just enter America, with the visa, hustle film for corner of the road, the fear police come and say, film American, film, no. It's what it is, it's what it is. I'm in the system and the government knows I'm working, and when I get a Hollywood job, I'm going to pay my tax. And I'll go to the next stage. I've reinvented myself. I've rearranged myself. I was going to contest this year, but His Excellency told me to hang on. That's why I didn't go for politics this year. I contested 2019. His Excellency George West sponsored me. So this year, I was told to stay, and God has a lot going on in my life. So if you're listening to me out there and you have one particular failure, you're not doing well in physics, you're not doing well in mathematics, and you think, I can never know it. No, you have not given yourself the attention you need to give yourself. You're trying one business, it's not going well. No, you have not given the attention you need to give to that business. That's why it hasn't gone the way you expected. So don't give in, don't call yourself a failure. There's so many things I can't tell you here. I would have been the first person to jump into Third Mainland Bridge. Because in the midst of what I just told you, I was driving one day my Prado, tinted glasses. When I wind up, people will be screaming, Emeka, ooh, picture, oh. When I wind up, I'll start crying again. I was crying always because I didn't want my enemies to know what was going on, but I didn't know my enemy was beyond what I knew. I was asking myself, who did I offend? Why am I wanted? Like a bushmeat. Why are they looking for me to kill me? Who? The people I was calling their name were not the right people. One day my mind told me, drive this guy to the Third Mainland Bridge. Just drive us. And I started, see, sometimes you need to slap yourself. I slapped myself that day at that thought. I started talking out. I was like, shut up, you bastard. You evil. Drive and do what? So what happens to my children? So my enemies will not come and have my wife. My enemies come. I didn't know who it was. I spoke out. I fought that thing physically. So when you're depressed and you're thinking, oh, like the man that said, they say he stole something and he went to go and kill himself. And he went to jump into the Third Mainland Bridge. You laugh. If he has started talking to himself that way, if he had challenged himself, we go find the who steal the thing. We go look for him. Police on a go do his job. Not be me. My hand is clean. NGOs. Emeka, all of them help me. I don't know about them. People will come up and help you. They will fight the case for you. So you don't need to jump into the river and let your enemy celebrate your death. When you kill yourself, your enemy goes like, you will help them to do what they wanted to do to you. You only help them. They'll be happy. So you think about your enemy. Anytime you think you're depressed and you want to do something evil to yourself, think about your enemy. How will this man feel at this point? We tell you now, the guy don't get sense. No guy. Hey, kill himself. Proportion. Oh, but now I be like say do that guy something. I beg. No. So we're bragging over your death. So don't ever give in to any thought of suicide, any thought of I want to kill myself, I want to do this. No. Stay on the matter, and you overcome. Thank you very much, guys.
Thank you, the legend. Your story has transformed many lives. So many people are going through a lot right now, but your story has touched them in a very special spot in their hearts. And and I believe that they are going to have a rethink. Whatever be it, whatever be the situation they are in, you're still listening to Beyond the Storm show. You can overcome your storm. You can overcome your adversaries, no matter how tragic it is. Thank you very much. If you have a question, please, you can type your question now as we begin to round up. If you have a question, just send a request. Okay, you have a question. Go ahead.
Yeah, no, it's not a question. I just wanted to say that
go ahead.
in life, it's good to speak out. It's good to speak out. What Mr. Emeka is doing right now is that he's actually motivating, encouraging others that are passing through a lot of things right now. You know, the biggest problem that we as human beings are facing, you don't want to speak out because you don't want people to mock you. You don't want people to think differently about you. Then you are dying in silence. But Emeka has been talking for a while now. Although when he started talking from the beginning, nobody believes him. You know, a lot of people were, you know, thinking that, oh, he's at
They said I was mad. They said I was smoking cocaine. They said the guy has illusion, like Chris guy.
Yes.
It was the same people that came online to fight those things.
Yes. So speaking out is very good. Anybody that is watching right now, you know, whatever you're passing through, speak out. You know, don't like Mr. Emeka just mentioned, don't do something for your enemies to celebrate. You know, don't kill yourself, don't take your life. You know, any situation you're passing through today is temporary. It's not going to stay permanently, you know. So a time will come, you're going to reference back to it. Oh God, thank you, I succeeded. Look at him today. He's very happy. He has moved on. So we also need to learn.
I mean, it's snow land right now. It's snowing where I am. You can see. It's snowing right here.
Like seriously, I learn a lot from this because I remember last year I was passing through stress. Like the stress almost killed me. And a friend of mine, a lot of people will call me, be like, Amaka, what is going on? I'll be like, it's personal issue. It's personal issue. Trust me, the last person that I tell this story, the person end up being my helper. Seriously, I learn a lot. Because sometimes some friends will be like, Amaka, what you're passing through is not good for you to be saying it outside. Let it be between you and God. You understand? Like for me, I learn a lot from here though. I learn a lot. And ever since I start explaining my problems out, like if I have someone, I'll be like, this is what I'm going through. What am I going to do? You understand? And I'll end up getting a help on it.
Thank you very much.
Okay.
I remember last year I was accused for what I don't know about. And that last year when I was accused, everybody, even everybody was against me. We'd be like, Amaka, why did you do this? Why did you do this? And I fed up. I'm not in Nigeria. And that last year, last 2 years, yeah. And I went and booked flight tickets. I was like, I want to run back to Nigeria. My mom was like, stay back there.
Your enemies in the village are calling you.
No, let the world, yes, let the world know that you are innocent. Trust me, those two people that accuse me for what I don't know about, they end up regretting it. I'm seeing them suffering.
You always see their end. You always see their end.
Yeah. Assuming that is not the kind of mom that I have that give me that courage. By now, I forget for Nigeria self. I will not even around to see them suffering the way they are now.
Thank you.
No, Mr. Emeka, thank you very much for sharing this with us.
I really appreciate
very happy
you, Mr. Emeka.
that I'm part of this broadcast. I want to thank you as what's your name, sir?
Okay, my name is Emeka Eze.
Okay,
wow.
Mr. Emeka Eze. Okay, I'm going to follow you right away. You know, thank you very much for putting this together. We all are learning every day. We all are passing through a lot of things every day. Speak out, you know, defend yourself. If you are alive, you are breathing, trust me, defend yourself. If not, a lot of people are going to have a different perception about you. That's what Mr. Emeka has been doing for the past couple of years. He continues to counterattack those people attacking him, and I applaud him for that. Thank you very much.
I appreciate you all for being Thank you,
Thank you
Amaka.
very much,
What's your
sir.
name again, my boy?
Elvis.
I remember Elvis.
Elvis.
Somebody gave me your contact, right? Somebody gave you a contact of me, right? And so who linked us again?
Yes. I can't even remember. I remember it was
From the
somebody
UK.
from the
Yeah,
UK
I knew
then.
somebody gave. I remember when you came into
Yeah.
town. Okay. Right.
Thank you. Bye.
Okay.
Okay, Emeka, bye.
Thank you so much, the legend. Somebody asked a question. We're just gonna take it. That is Niger origin. He said, "My question is, how did you know that your wife was behind your downfall?" That was his question.
First, I never knew that. First, the closing of my school was one. You don't close a business of over 480 million without the owner's signature. And on the day he left town, that's the only enemy can do that. One. Then two, I was looking for my assassins outside till somebody gave a clue. That clue now opened so many doors, and I started investigating. Then I started seeing the prints. Oh, this car that came that day. Okay, I've seen the car before somewhere. Ah, now them car now. Oh, okay, now them come that night 11 p.m. They came back 2 a.m. again. Oh. And then people started saying, yes, they were here. Some people came, this. So all those things were now. And this is somebody I was saying, upon all this, nobody, she never asked me, what's going on? Of course, a woman should be more scared than a man. And then in all this, not one day, we moved into Oriental Hotel for 1 month. We had breakfast, lunch, dinner. I met hotels for the first time when I stepped down to meet my family at Oriental Hotel. That's where I met Ifan Yoba. That was when Dino Melaye came to greet me in my room. I was a big boy. I stayed there for 1 month. Just after good ultimate search, the money I made, I used part of it to stay in that hotel for 1 month because somebody had called me that they want to kill me in the house that day, and I came with police. I had to stop over. I came with police from Area C, evacuated my family to the hotel. Not one question. Not one question. Till now, not what's going on? Who are these? No, even when I talk about it, then the clue came up. When the clue came out, then I started seeing the prints of my real enemy. Her leaving my house was a takeoff. Any of my children that says they saw me beating her would die of a cause. I've never raised my hand on that child woman before. She rather has slapped me separately in this problem, and I was asking myself, why? Why is this? I thought maybe she was depressed. I was trying to understand. You know, a big boy don't fight if you're a bad boy. Like if an armed robber don't beat his wife, or a big ruffian, people like Asari Dokubo, people like big men, they don't do. They slap them. They're like, what's going on? They come, what's going on? Because you're the smallest of their problem. They won't hold you there, make love to you. But I didn't know that was the beginning. So a lot of secrets started unfolding. Then I can see why she took off. She actually took off for her life. She ran because those people were now after her. Please, somebody should ask her, why were you beaten at Mobil petrol station at Alausa? Why did men beat you like a groundnut seller, tore your clothes in shreds? Who are these men? You were still married to me. You were separated. Who were these men beating you that year? We'll get to the roots.
Okay, that's. I believe the guy has got the answer. Niger origin. Thank you so much. If you have any other question, I think we're going to take just one more question. One more question. So many comments are coming. Say, I will never forget the story you shared and the advice you gave us here today. May God continue to bless you. That is a fan praying for you. I can tell you that many lives have been touched right now. You're still watching Beyond the Storm show. If you have a story or you're going through something you want people to know, just send me a DM, you know, and many people are going to listen to you. You have a story that will inspire people. You can send me a DM and someone is going to attend to you and we'll organize this program and you come up to share your perspective, your experience, because truly it's going to change lives. Do we still have any other question as we begin to round up? Okay. Okay, sir, we are coming to a wrap of the program. I just want a final word for you, for that young guy who is in school. There's a pressure, no money for school fees. Some people cannot, because there's a lot of people going through a lot in Nigeria. You shared a story of how you locked yourself up. You isolated yourself. There are many celebrities who are going through a lot, but because they don't want people to know, they keep calm. And some are going through depression and so many other vices. What advice do you have for them? How do you encourage them to speak out, knowing the backlash, how people are going to, you know, reply or respond to them?
Well, if you're a celebrity and you're going through tough time, I think the best thing to do at that point is also go inward. You need to shut down at that point. You need to stop making appearances. You need to shut down. Okay, let me just celebrate my wife. Okay, this is the woman that has kept me glowing, my South African wife.
Hi.
Okay. Okay, and this is a beautiful family.
I'm very well, thank you, sir. How are you?
I'm fine. It's a pleasure. Thank you.
You're welcome, sir.
Always pray for a good soul. I got a good soul from South Africa. She's not xenophobic, okay?
Congratulations. Congratulations.
So that's my Lolo. That's my Lolo on the 29th of this month. I'm going to be crowned Ebeko Dike and Lolo. Ebeko Dike 1 of Flurevele. That's my Lolo.
Wow. Ebeko Dike 1. Congratulations. Congrats.
All right.
Hey, I'm so excited. Wow.
Okay, so what was the question again? Oh, did you go meet your mom?
Okay, your advice for
yeah, celebrities. Celebrity, if you have your shortcoming as a celebrity, you know, it's always beautiful when you're shining, but expect the day that you don't shine. It happens. Okay, so when that moment comes, you need to shut down. You need to shut down, and then don't always think of your friends, because you might never have any friends. The people you think are your friends that year might never be your friends. They will mock you. They will mock you. They've been jealous over your success. So the moment you begin to tell them what's going on, it's finished. So you shut them down, reboot yourself. Even a normal human being, when you have any challenges in life, it's about time to shut down and restart yourself again. Go back inside of you, discover the innate you, the real you. The real you that will stay alive after your body is dead. That one that tells you, oh, don't sleep with that girl. That one that tells you, don't go out. That one that tells you, don't do this bad thing. Only to read correct. That one that will tell you, that mind that keeps telling you things to do, that is your real you. Shut down. Go back to your real you. Begin to converse with your real you. Your real you will direct you. It will show you what and what you need to forge ahead with. And with time, you get the solution to start up again and get energy from inside of you to come back again.
Wow, that is a great advice, and I believe so many people watching us, you can pick so many points.
There's a question here. Please, what advice will you give to a young man searching for a wife?
Yeah.
You don't search for a wife. Plenty of us have not married our wives. When you search for a wife, you only get those things that you want to see. Beautiful face, beautiful accent, beautiful body, beautiful lifestyle. But the real woman inside, you might never know. Pray to God. Commit your ways unto the Lord. Trust always in Him, and He shall bring it to pass. Don't look down on any woman. It's better you marry an ugly woman that loves you than to marry a pretty woman that is your demeaning. It's better you marry that woman that is very, very, she's the peace. Now I begin to see most of my friends that year. I will look at their wives and like, oh, no, see what. They are still in marriage now. Their business is still flourishing. It has not been shut down. The woman is still encouraging them and building on their prowess. Imagine what St. Nicholas College will have been like by now. It's about 10, 15 years now. Imagine a school that they were paying 280,000 naira that year, 15 years ago. By now, you have been paying 1.5 million to be in that school. Marry the woman will love you. No marry the one will fine, will meet your standards. Your boy will carry go plug. You understand me? Marry the one where you like, will love you. No look at face of beauty. The one will love you, now make you marry. No marry the one where they say you go look say yes. This babe, everything shake, complete. You get nyash, you get breast, sabi cook, na lie. Make sure she loves you. There are tests you can give to her, and you find out whether she loves you or not. And when you find out the one that loves you, marry her. Beautiful, ugly, just marry her. She is the safe part of you. She is the same part of you. Let the beautiful ones, whether your mind, may they remain for club. Let them remain in the club. Let them remain in the bar. Let them remain wherever they remain. But the one that loves you, let her remain in your house. Beautiful or not. Thank you.
Wow, that is a great nugget. Thank you so much, the legend himself. I really appreciate. I know you took out this time despite your busy schedule. I feel honored, and all your fans, those watching us, I know they appreciate you so much. Thank you for joining this program, because I know thousands of people has been impacted. I really appreciate it. Thank you.
Bye, Emeka.
Thank you. So we are still on the Beyond the Storm show. If you have a story that you think is going to make an impact, that is going to change lives, just send me a DM and you'll be hosted on this show. Thank you so much for joining us on today's episode, where, of course, you heard life story, inspiring story, that many things happen in people's life. So what you see up there can fall, but when you fall, how do you get up again? How do you start from this crash? Especially when you are a well-known figure, how do you start from this scratch, from the ground where everything has collapsed? That is a storm, and that storm is what we are dealing with. You can face it, you can overcome it, because engineer Emeka Ike has overcome his. If he can, you also can. Thank you so much for watching, and God bless you.
All right, bye, Emeka.